Cut through the rain, everybody know the truth you never said aloud. Till Gerod hit the airwaves and it shook the whole town. And the streets keep calling through the static in the night. Every word feel different when Gerod go live. Gerod on the radio, whole city vibing slow. Late night lights in New Orleans glow. Everybody listen close. Gerod on the radio, truth in the speakers for sure. From the bayou streets to the corner store, whole city locked in. Streetcars roll while the city stay awake. Everybody got a story, everybody got a way. Funny how the phones go quiet when he name names. Funny how the pressure rise when he shift the conversation. He talks schools, streets, money disappearing. Backdoor deals that the public ain't hearing. Things get buried when the cameras don't roll, but the people tune in cause Gerod let it unfold. From the jazz in the streets to the smoke in the sky, New Orleans still fighting, still holding it high. And the city feels seen every time that he speak, cause the truth hit harder when it finally run deep. Now the whole town riding with the station on loud, hands high while they sing every word through the crowd. Can you feel the city breathing? Every late night conversation, through the speakers, through the rain. Ooh, New Orleans, don't sound the same. Gerod on the radio, whole city vibing slow. Late night lights in New Orleans glow. Everybody listen close. Gerod on the radio, truth in the speakers for sure. From the bayou streets to the corner store, whole city locked in. Yeah. You're now rocking with Gerod, the voice they couldn't silence. New Orleans, stand up.
Woo, 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 woo. That's what I'm talking about right there. Hey, Miss Janice. Thank you, baby. I appreciate it. Miss Janice called in to say she loved the new theme song. That's what I'm talking about. What's going on, good people? Whew. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to just start off with New Orleans ain't real. It can't be. New Orleans ain't real. It can't be real. Are you telling me that today that they've got a 16-count indictment against the Attorney General? Yes, the grand jury has come back with a 16-count grand jury today. Came back with a 16-count indictment. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. The news medias are going crazy. It's all over everybody. Oh, Lord, it's on us, too. The judge just set the bond at $25,000 per count. Now, that's totaling $400,000 bond. I'm gonna sing it like the girl they had in handcuffs on. Y'all remember the girl that was in handcuffs when she was singing, and she was trying to get the dude to let her go. She said, "You arresting the wrong people. Oh, you ain't gonna let me go? Okay, you about to lose your job. 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 You trying to tell me that your Attorney General has been now charged 16-count indictment for a total bond of $400,000. So y'all know I'm ignorant. Y'all know I'm ignorant. I'm ignorant enough to know how y'all do other folks. So let me go ahead on enough and put this in. You all put that type of bond on a person, and then you give them a chance to turn themselves in. You gonna give them a chance to turn themselves in? Let me say it this way. Michelle Woodfork, send your people to go get her. The sheriff has that right to go pick her up. Go pick her up. Go get her. I dare you. And do the perk walk. Walk her through the front door, not through the back. Not through the salad port. Or just happen to leave the salad port doors open. So the guys with the camera can see her with the handcuffs on behind her back as you take her in. You about to lose your job. Oh my goodness. So, a 16-count indictment. And they even got Raphael Gornetti speaking. He on TV talking about it. He talking about it? Let me see who else talking about it. They got Pat Fanning talking about it. Well, what did she do? And she threatened those folks with their jobs at the city council. Hey, Miss Janice. Miss Janice? Is she up? I can't hear her. Is she on? I can't hear her.
Can you hear me?
There she is. I got you now.
All right. Well, again, I love your new theme song.
Thank you, Miss
And
Janice.
I was sitting out here in the car listening to it before going in the store. And then when you started talking, I was like, okay, wait a minute. You know, your president had what was it, 30 some
34
indictments, and what is he doing? Running around ruining the country. So an indictment means nothing to me.
Nothing?
No.
Well, I know that she got to turn herself in because she got a bond, and more than likely she's gonna have to turn herself in before midnight tonight, or they are gonna go get her.
Really?
Yep. She's going to have to turn herself in. Now, remember, your president had to do the same thing. He had to turn himself in. Now, he got his overturned when he went to court like that.
And that's what I'm saying. You know, look, I used to hear them say you can indict a ham sandwich, and I thought that was a joke, but it's reality.
But I'm trying to think about who would put themselves as an official in that type of posturing in the first place. For what?
Really? Yeah.
And to me, and I think it's to everybody that's here, that's an embarrassment to the state of Louisiana that your head of all law enforcement for the state has now been indicted and being put in handcuffs and fingerprinted and got a bond.
Well, we listen. We're not embarrassed to have that Red Flake running around calling himself the leader of our nation, and he's been indicted and he's breaking laws and breaking the Constitution, and he doesn't care and nobody cares.
I think it's an embarrassment, don't you?
It is. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. So don't say nobody don't care, because we all do care.
Well, I mean, when I say nobody cares, I mean none of those people who running around supporting him, they don't care, and you know, I just shake my head. I spend a lot of time shaking my head.
I think a lot of us have spent a lot of time shaking our head. But again, I think that these folks have got to be brought in control.
Yes.
And now that we see that, you know, somebody ain't scared to say, hey, you're being indicted. Because I really don't think that she thought she was going to be there. But
Probably not.
Now that she is, that should let them know that, hey, you're not above the law.
Well, nobody is above the law, but somebody's got to be bold enough and strong enough to say so.
And I don't know how she's going to get off on this one, because she can't say she didn't do it. They got it in writing.
Right.
This could be a little different.
He couldn't say he didn't do the things that they indicted him for.
But they didn't have it in writing. and now they're talking about his actions, but they didn't have what was it, 7 memos that
Well, yeah,
went to each one of the leadership.
yeah,
That was
yeah.
stupid. That wasn't just something that happened. That was purely damn stupid.
Yes, it was.
I hate to say
Yes,
it that
it was.
way, but guess what? How's she gonna get out of that one? You got a
Uh-huh.
$400,000 bond. You
It'll
got
be
you got to get
interesting to
somebody to
see.
be your bond that can bond you out. You're gonna get arrested and fingerprinted, and,
Mhm.
and then the other part of it, you're gonna have a trial date. Now, how you gonna operate as the attorney general when your office is just yesterday, making statements on the mic for everybody saying, "Hey, we got a whole bunch of folks with Medicaid fraud that we prosecuted, or we're gonna prosecute. We're gonna get them." And don't even think about what she did to Susan Hudson.
Hmm.
So somebody got to ring him in, and now you thought that you were just big bad, and now you're gonna go after the city council and say, "Hey, if y'all don't change your mind, we're gonna replace you too."
Yeah.
You messing with the Barbie doll?
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
you know what I mean. You messing with the Barbie? Come on,
Yeah. Yeah.
you
It,
don't
it
mess
will
with
just be
Barbie.
interesting to see how it plays out. I just have a wait and see attitude now. It seems like anything goes. So we'll see.
I just think, Miss Janice, no matter how we look at this is embarrassing.
It
For the,
is.
not if it ain't embarrassing for her, it should be, but it's embarrassing more for me to look at it and
Yeah.
say this is embarrassing for the state of Louisiana. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
okay, dokie.
All right, Gerard.
Thank
Well,
you, my dear. I appreciate you, and thank you for the
I,
song. I know you like the
oh,
song now. That's
oh, I
all that
loved
matters.
it. I really loved it. Yes.
Thank you,
I
my
was
dear.
sitting here bopping my head.
Yes, indeed. I'll talk to you
Yeah.
soon. Have a good 4th, too, by the way.
You too.
All
Thank you.
righty.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye. All right, 504-582-9422. Hmm. Does anybody look at this and say, "Oh well, whatever"? Did y'all look at this and saying whatever? Well, why are you looking at it and saying, "Uh-oh"? I gotta, I gotta look at it and say, "Uh-oh," because this shall be a lesson learned. I think it will be a lesson learned. Now, the other thing that I'm thinking is that it's going to be an embarrassment for the state. It is. So you're actually going to hear all over the 4th of July weekend on national news that the Attorney General for the state of Louisiana has been indicted. And I've gotten to the point where I'm looking around and saying, does she or does she not care? Or are the folks that are straight up MAGA going to come in and say, put the brakes on that? This is not going to be this is not a good thing. This is not good at all. She didn't deserve that. She was going by the law. MAGA is right now getting together to say this is our talking points. I'm just saying. What you think, Miss Belinda?
Woo!
Yes, indeed.
Reel 'em in. Reel 'em in. Gerard, you just keep on doing what you doing, buddy. Where is Noonie? That's all. Where is Noonie, man?
I done called him already. I done called him and told him I was going to talk about this today. He said, I'm going to be listening and I'm going to call.
I'm to hang up because I don't want to hear nobody but Noonie, man.
He ain't called yet. He going to get in. Yes, indeed. He going to get in.
I want Noonie on this line before it's hot. It's hot, Gerard. But on a serious note,
It's going down.
They should have known
It is.
better than, I don't care if it's MAGA or whatever it is, but they should have known better than to be messing with Barbie.
Not the Barbie.
They protecting her. They protecting
Well,
her. They protecting her from both sides of the aisle. They making
yes,
sure. And then she got on and she read on her Instagram, on social media, everywhere. I'm actually play why this is happening in the first place. Cause
are you?
she made a post, and that
Mhm.
post was what, 2-3 weeks ago,
Mhm.
or should I say a month ago? I say about a month ago. She
Yeah,
made a
play
post
it.
and
Play
let
it.
everybody know, hey, this is not going to happen with me. This is not. I'm not going to back down from somebody sitting up here and threatening me. Who in the heck do they think they are? I don't care who they are. They can't threaten me. We'll see. Y'all have a good day. I was like, uh-oh.
Have a good day.
Have a good day, biatch.
Are you gonna read the 16 counts, or you want me read them?
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. I'd love to hear you read
No,
it. Go
no,
ahead.
no, I'm not gonna do it. I want Looney on here, Gerard.
Oh, Lord. Yes, indeed. Yeah, he going to call
Yes,
in and
indeed.
give me the whole
Well,
deal.
well, what I want people that are, like your caller, your previous caller. It's kind of shocking to people, but this has been a long time coming, Joar. But it's well worth waiting for, because the leadership here in Louisiana, these people is really out of control.
Mm-hmm.
I have been, boots on the ground in the trenches, watching a lot of stuff that's been going on here in the state of Louisiana, that it is a boiling point for everything that needs to happen across this country, okay? We cannot sit back and let these people think they can do whatever they want to do and get away with it. I don't care who it is. That's right. Okay,
Yep.
you see Randy Smith. Oh, they was like, well, nothing is going to happen with him. They just going to push it under the rug, and they going to put it under the Greyhound, and they going to ride off in the ditches with it. No, it's time for these people to be reeled in. You said it best. We're reeling them in, and and this is nothing. This is just the beginning of what the whole world needs to see, what happened when people stand up and fight back.
So I wonder, will this have any effect on the judge who is now looking at this and saying, hey, y'all trying to change these judges around, and y'all not following the law. You didn't have the votes in the first place. So I wonder, will that also affect um, Judge Fuller's movement in the courtroom to say, hey, I'm suing you all. And if I
Mhm.
win, then we're going to go back to our regular ways instead of listening to you all. And there won't be
Mm.
no changes. I
Wow,
wonder, will that?
that's interesting. And I do commend him for stepping up and filing that lawsuit. I think that was a great move, and we're going to be doing more of that.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to see a whole lot more of that, and it's going to put these people in check, because. And then this is what I want you to know. You heard it first. Until we start stepping up and showing them that we can run for some of these powerful positions, because we is not going to continue to let them make decisions and do this stuff to us, and then we got to come back and fight them to fix it. Okay.
Well, I'm with that, but let me tell you why I'm disappointed today. Because I believe what you believe. I do believe that, but it doesn't help the cause when we are talking about leadership. I think we've got to start really looking and saying vetting leadership than just saying, hey, we can
Mm.
be that leadership. I think we got to vet some leadership, because these young ladies that are over this Louisiana deserves better, and the recall have
Mhm.
disappointed a lot of people today with this rant that they have put together, and then one of them saying, I quit.
Oh, I didn't know about that, Gerard.
It's all over social media. I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read it because I wrote a commentary about it as well, talking about leadership. And I think that
Mm.
they don't really understand what leadership is. When you commit to something, you commit and follow through. And this
Right.
girl writing the fact that I can't get along with her and you're not going to disrespect me and all this other crap that I'm reading, I'm saying you don't even know that this ain't even about you. This is about the movement and a bigger picture. And to read that was so disappointing to me today. And it disappointed. And everybody that I was reading their comments as well. They were so disappointed.
You know, that is the kind of stuff that help us lose. I mean, it's
it is. It's helping the other side.
Yes. Yes.
And if I'm the other side, I'm sitting back laughing, eating my popcorn and drinking my beer.
You know, I know that you and Suzanne been talking up a good talk about, you know, being able to, have our own agenda and actually vet our leadership. I agree with you 100%, Gerard, because I didn't see that firsthand. You know, when they've been picked and paid, and, you know, they got all these price tags hanging on them because they got letters in front of their name, and they look like us, but they're not for us.
Yep. So let me get into my break. I appreciate you always.
All right, buddy. Thank you so much. Keep up the great work.
Just keep listening because we really going to get into it today.
Come on in, Noonie Man.
We're going to do Noonie Man. Noonie Man going to call in, and then, of course, we got to do it as the New Orleans turns today. We got to do one. So. I'll talk to you later. All right,
buddy. I love you.
All right,
bye-bye.
Bye. All right. Yeah. Whew. We take the break. You don't want to take the break right now? You do want to take the break? Okay. We're going to take the break. All right, everybody, hold tight. We coming back in just a minute. WB, I see you. We're going to come right back with more in just a few minutes right here on WBOK.
Come close. No, closer. Have you heard about the new blues show? It's the Blues Buffet with Jay Boogie, serving up all the blues you love to listen to.
Hey, New Orleans, it's Jay Boogie inviting you to join me for the Blues Buffet, the best soul blues mix on the planet. Happening Saturday night at 9 o'clock, right here at 12:30 a.m. WBOK, what New Orleans is talking about.
Hey, Delta Utilities natural gas customers. Your new and improved online customer service experience is here. Visit mydu.com to track your usage, choose convenient payment options, learn how to read your bill, and more. If you prefer to pay in person, our customer payment centers are open and ready to serve you. Delta Utilities at mydu.com. That's mydu.com. Improved customer service with you in mind.
Real talk. I look forward to Essence Festival every single year. This year, July 3rd through the 5th. New Orleans Essence Festival of Culture is back for 2026 and is presented by Coca-Cola. This lineup, man, Cardi B, Patti LaBelle, Brandy and Monica together, George Clinton and Parliament Funkadelic, Kalani, Lotto, Leon Thomas, Public Enemy, and Babyface. I need you to understand what this weekend feels like. The energy, the fashion, and man, oh man, the food. New Orleans is already magic, and Essence makes it super natural. However you're getting there, wherever you're coming from, you need to be in that building July 3rd through the 5th. Go to essencefestival.com right now. Get your tickets. Do not wait.
Did you hear the news? Dr. Clark's 101 The Living Classroom has a new time. Catch us now every Wednesday at noon. Same program, same great conversations. Just a new time. So catch Dr. Clark's 101 The Living Classroom this Wednesday and every Wednesday only on WBOK. What New Orleans is talking about.
Making a difference in the community. WBOK 1230 AM. Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back. Welcome back. We're seeing that on X right now that Governor Landry is on, and he's posting. Saying, I'd like to inform the great citizens of Louisiana who care about the rule of law that our fabulous office of the Louisiana Attorney General Liz Merrill will not have to worry about having her reputation tarnished by this kangaroo grand jury or the Orleans Kangaroo Court, as I will pardon her as fast as the law allows. The criminal justice system is a circus at its finest in Orleans, and we will not have any of that. That's your governor. WB.
Hey, I'm glad you just read that statement because I was about to address the exact statement that my guy made, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that he said that he was going to pardon her as soon as possible, and I felt like, the indictment is one thing that is an embarrassment to the state, but it was even a deeper embarrassment is to have the governor support the embarrassment
Yep.
and even further embarrass her. And I was wondering, I was like, she might have got, I guess we see indicted and for what it's worth arrested, because if she had the post bond and fingerprint and all, but what teeth does that really have when the fact that she has MAGA on her side and it's just a bump in the road? After all, I mean, it's already been said before that the president already have 80-something indictments, not even indictments, but convictions. You know what I mean? It really doesn't mean much. It looks bad, but I want something that has some teeth. You know what I mean? Like some heads need to roll. She lose her job, and even at that, if she lost her job and she was embarrassed to the fullest, she would only be replaced by another one that looked just like her.
Yep.
So I ain't excited about nobody getting in trouble. But if somebody's a wrongdoer, I mean, I'm excited to see that come to play. But nonetheless, I want some teeth. You know what I mean? I want not just a bark, but I want a bite to go along with it. But I'm kind of glad that you read the statement that the governor made in regards to this, because that was my key point was that this is like a slap on the wrist. It looks bad, but it really ain't that bad.
He just basically said, go on down there and do what you got to do. And then let's go to court. And the minute that you go to court, the minute I can, I'm going to go ahead on and pardon you. So you ain't going to have no problem.
So we'll clean up the mess. So that's kind of, he talking about, what did he say, kangaroo court?
He called Orleans Parish kangaroo court, kangaroo grand jury, and they don't believe this. So that sounds like to me what he's going to end up doing is being vindictive again against Orleans Parish.
Yeah, that's another thing that's concerning.
That's coming. You know that's coming.
Yeah, because he's already been shown that he's Mr. Petty. You know what I mean? Taking money out of the community and being vindictive.
8 counts of malfeasance in office, and 8 counts of public intimidation, and 8 counts of Yep, sure did.
I'm like your girl. I'm waiting for Noonie Man. I'm gonna get on. Thank you, sir.
All right. Yes, indeed. So they're saying that her attorneys have already arrived at the courthouse. But what courthouse? I'm trying to figure out. Is this going to be down in New Orleans, or will they transfer it somewhere else? 8 counts of public intimidation, 8 counts of malfeasance in office. And, yep, boy, it's going to be something. And $25,000 for each felony charge, which gives her a bond of $400,000. And the judge, Lori White, wasn't pulling no punches. She said, this is what it is. And we don't know where they're going to post it at, but I do know that more than likely it's going to be before 12 midnight tonight that she's going to have to do it. Y'all, I don't even know how to put this to you. But let me ask the question. 504-582-9422. 504-582-9422. Now that this done happened, with these 8 counts of malfeasance in office and 8 counts of public intimidation, is New Orleans now really in trouble? Come on, let me get my phone to ringing. Is New Orleans now really in trouble? What are you talking about, New Orleans? Because y'all know our governor is vindictive. Y'all just saw him take $33 million away from you. Y'all just saw that he took $33 million away from the city of New Orleans. Is this something that needed to happen? Because he just basically stated in his publication on X that he's gonna just partner. He said, "Don't even worry about your reputation. You ain't gonna have no bad thing on your reputation." What you think? What you think, Cedric?
Hey, this is necessary.
It is.
It's necessary. It's necessary for the city of New Orleans to stand up. New Orleans is a blue city in a red state. So the red state has put the hammer of suppression on the blue city. Well, the blue city leaders have to use the tools in their power to stand up for themselves. Now, Mr. Governor, since you're going to pardon her, since she has these 16 counts, shouldn't she step aside? Shouldn't she be relieved of her duties? Mm-hmm. And I want to thank people like Judge John Fuller. I want to thank people like Judge Rochon that appointed the lady, the special prosecutor. And honestly, Gerard, this might surprise you and some of our BOK family. I want to thank Madam Mayor for saying I won't be intimidated.
Mm-hmm. But
this is the time.
Guess who's representing Liz Marem? Come on, you got to guess it. Oh, he hung up. Come on. I tell you, Lord Canizero is. Lord Canizero is representing Liz Merrill. Alvin.
What's that, G?
What's that, man?
Almost wrecked my truck, man, when you made that announcement.
I'm sorry, but I ain't mean to make you they gonna make no moves wrong.
First of all, hello to WBOK family and my old San Diego Fly-By listeners and y'all new supposed to be eavesdroppers now. And to answer the question, well, to respond to the first statement, that's not surprising because that goes along to what you just said earlier prior to the question about do you think MAGA is yes. And are we in trouble? Absolutely. Like, no, in the words of Bobby Swindler, absolutely. But here's the thing, G, and it's disheartening to hear when you drop that bomb about the recall crew. Because when you said that, first thing I thought about was, now they got another bullet to put in the gun for ammunition for this recall effort.
Mm-hmm.
So now somebody just handed y'all a spade, a big joker, and y'all just wasted it on a useless hand. But are we in trouble? Yes. But like Sergeant just said, now, and that's why I've been listening for a while, just sucking all this stuff in, listening to the stuff about the police, listening to this BS about the officer making over $200,000 and all this other stuff, G. And I really was waiting to figure out, like, what can I really say to make sense instead of just calling to hear myself on the air.
Right. Let me kind of put something to you while you brought that up. See, wasn't gonna say nothing, but there you go. So since you put it out there, I'm gonna put something else out there. I'm not gonna tell the whole deal, but I'm gonna tell you. Stay watching your television next week. It may be this weekend. It may be this week, but I think it's next week. But stay watching your television when you start talking about these so-called people that's making over $200,000. Stay watching your television next week, boy. It's gonna be on like Donkey Kong.
I'm glad
That's
I took
all
the
I
week
can
off.
say. That's all I can say.
And I took the week off. Yeah, baby, it's going down in the dam.
This city is not for real. I'm sorry. I said at some point in time I'm gonna wake up, but we not for real right now. You got the indictment going on for the attorney general. You got the governor acting an ass instead of seeing what she did and is this right or wrong. It's apparent to me that they're not checking what they're supposed to be doing and what they aren't doing. They're just going willy-nilly with the law. And I don't know who's advising them, but somebody's advising wrong.
But it goes back to, well, the same people that was advising the previous mayor about the Pontable, but I digress. But the other thing is this also makes a lot of sense, G, because remember when he first got in and was talking about and was talking about the agenda, remember they wanted to have a constitutional convention and everybody went in an uproar. And then he wanted a special session for that, and then it was an uproar about it. So the concession was, okay, we'll vote on the maps, we'll give y'all maps if y'all come to the special session. And in that special session, they didn't get the Constitution, or they couldn't get the Constitutional Convention to agree on a date, but they did do all this concerted efforts to reconstruct the court and put that stuff down. So the legislature came in, they just continued on what they were doing in the special session. If I'm making sense. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot to remember from back then. But that's why I've been sitting back looking like, okay, where are we really going?
But if you think about something, think about this, and I want everybody to think about this, and I mean this and wholeheartedly. Has the state of Louisiana at one time been in so much doo-doo? Think about it. We got the attorney general being indicted. You got the attorney general prosecuting a sheriff. You got a lawsuit toward the state of Louisiana because y'all are removing judges and they're saying that you can't do it because you ain't reading the law right. I'm like, what? This state ain't real right now.
You got a federal prosecutor that's been knocking the nookies behind the doors.
He been bumping the monkey, bro. That's bumping the monkey. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean, T? But and here's the other thing, because I want to give now going to be Judge John T. Fuller. That brother is a smart. Shut your mouth, Shaq. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, indeed.
Because but he's so smart, so it makes you now think about, okay, so how many other laws been passed that were supposed to have a majority that didn't have a majority, but nobody said nothing, so it just became law.
Yeah,
so
to have two-thirds. At that two-thirds, right. Not just a majority, but two-thirds.
Two-thirds, my bad. I said correct.
No, it's all right.
And here's the irony of that two-thirds. Because when you reduced, Jay Morris, the judges from 12 to 9, is that not two-thirds?
Mm-mm.
It's not?
I'm saying you got to have two-thirds to make that vote stick.
Yes, I know that, but I'm saying about the actual, when you look at what they cut now, what they wanted to cut, it's ironic that you needed two-thirds and you didn't get it, but yet when you cut the judges to two-thirds of what the court was.
Right.
You
right. I got you now. I'm sorry. I
so it's like, so it's like y'all playing games right in front of our face, and a lot of us been drinking the tea, but we got, there's always one in the crew. So thank you, John Phillips, for being Judge John T. Phillips, for being that one in the crew, buddy. because you got him.
All right, Al,
You
man.
got him.
Thank you, brother.
All right, now.
I'll talk to you in a minute.
Later.
Happy 4th. All right, brother. Cedric, I'm sorry, you cut off.
Yeah, the phone cut off, but I don't want to be on suspension either because you can't. You know what I mean? Lastly, and everybody who knows me know where I'm going. You know where I'm going. Democratic Party. This is the time for y'all to stand up. This is the time for the leaders of the Democratic Party in the state of Louisiana to make amends with Mr. Chairman of the State Democratic Party or whoever knows him. Ask him to come to WBOK, Gerod Show, and the Morning Show, the Front Porch. Make amends. Tell people we dropped the ball. We need you. What do we need to do to get you back engaged in a part of this political system? And y'all keep Judge Fuller and everybody who's standing, including yourselves, we got to keep each other in our prayers. And, man, and thank you, WBOK. Thank you, owners of WBOK, and thank you, Gerard. Thank you, man.
All right, brother. Happy 4th. All right. I'm going to do. I am going to do it. I don't know exactly what time I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do it. Because I just started off the show today with, none of this crap is for real, right? And I know she driving. But I'm going to call Suzette today. I know she driving or she riding because I see her online too. I'm going to call her. I'm just going to say she's not driving. She's riding because she's also texting on on Facebook. So I know she's not driving. She's riding. Can't be driving and texting. So I know she's just riding. I'm going to call her too. She's my professional when it comes to the law. So I know she got something to say about this. All right, y'all. And this recall petition, I wrote a commentary about what I read on social media. And coming up, y'all been waiting for him. He going to be next as soon as we take a break. Noonie is holding on. He next. Right here on WBOK. Everybody hold tight.
Attention, WBOK listeners. Are you a fan of the station and want to show your support and style? Well, we've got some exciting news for you. Introducing the official WBOK merchandise, the perfect way to wear your love for the station. Whether you're a longtime listener or a new fan, we've got something for everyone. Head to WBOK1230.com now and grab your WBOK gear before it's gone. When you buy WBOK merch, you're not just getting quality items, you're supporting the station you love.
Step back in time and experience the moments that shaped our world at the National World War II Museum, located in the heart of the Warehouse District in New Orleans. This world-renowned museum brings history to life, telling America's story in the war that changed everything, why it was fought, how it was won, and what it means today. From immersive exhibits to powerful personal stories, this is more than a museum. It's an experience. Plan your visit today at nationalww2museum.org. World War II Museum, where history lives.
This is Andronika Morris, host of Put Housing First. Join us every Tuesday at 12 o'clock, where we will discuss how housing affects every aspect of our lives and what's necessary, what's needed to guarantee housing for all. Join us every Tuesday at 12 o'clock as we dig down deep onto the issues that affect all of us.
When you talk, we listen. WBOK. Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks. Welcome back. Welcome back. We are watching the news as it happens. They just opened up the doors to the salad port. over at OPSO, and we just saw the state boys just pull their trucks. And as the door comes down, it was at least two of them at the same time. So I'm wondering, is that going to be her getting out the truck? Well, no. We'll see. Noon 8.
What's up, G? How you doing, man?
Man, bruh, today ain't real. It's not real.
I tell you what, Gerard.
I'm waiting to wake up.
Well, I tell you what, I'm up. This the greatest birthday present I can get.
Yes, indeed.
Because Liz Morrell, what got me the most about is she was doing 30 counts on the sheriff and having a good day to indict the sheriff and be up there with all that foolish. But the rabbit got the gun now. It ain't funny now. You got 16 counts. And you got a warrant and $400,000 to $500,000 bond. And at the end of the day, I'm going to say, shouts out to the grand jury. I'm going to say, shouts out to Lawyer White. I'm going to say, shouts out to Mayor Helena Moreno. Say, I'm not going to be bullied by you. You know, shouts out to everybody, you know. But at the end of the day, for this idiot of a governor, the Ku Klux Klan racist Jeff Landrew, to say he gonna pardon her and this, you know, pardon her and let her go and all that, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, she broke the law according to the statute 14-122. Liz Morrell broke the statute. But my thing is, the governor has threatened people. The governor has did the same thing. So at the end of the day, we should go after Jeff too. But the question is, who's going to deal with Jeff too? At the end of the day, you know, they need to get him too. And at the end of the day, I love it, Gerard. I love it that they got her. They're already on TV. I was watching Laura Canizero. They called the court a kangaroo court. Landrew called it a kangaroo court. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, you know, we need to get the Canizeros too, because we know her daddy got away with crimes, arresting people with fake subpoenas and all that. But he resigned. But guess what, Gerard? They didn't tell you. When he resigned, 9 people resigned in Liz Morrell's office. And so at the end of the day, I'm wondering what's really going on, because 9 people left the office and they ain't telling us nothing, you know. But now I hope they start checking our whole record, you know, because Liz has been vicious to Susan Hudson. Liz has been vicious to the sheriff, but Catchback is a mug. You, Liz, I hope they put you in an orange jumpsuit. I hope. I wish Susan was there. I wish she was there. Put her back there for a couple of days, because at the end of the day, we sick of Jeff Landrew and them trying to bully us and do what they want in the city of New Orleans. So this is good for me, like you say. I slapped myself to believe it was true. I couldn't get down the steps, fell down the escalator and everything, because it was like I won the Powerball. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, when they said they was investigating, you said it yesterday. You said Laura White wasn't no joke.
Nope.
Look what happened. They didn't take what, Gerard? 4 hours to indict her. So they wasn't sucking and jiving since yesterday. But at the end of the day, the Grinch got a warrant out for her. She need to feel like that, because she did it to Sheriff Susan Hudson and put, 30 counts on Sheriff? So you got 16 counts. How it feel? And this idiot of a governor going to say, I'm going to partner, and he didn't even listen to the facts of the case or nothing. But what it's showing y'all, those racist Republicans stick together no matter what. And long as they're doing everything wrong, they're right. But when they do wrong, they're still right. Because at the end of the day, he letting us know, no matter what the judge do or no matter what a jury do, he's gonna partner. You know what I'm saying, Gerard, at the end of the day? But guess what, Gerard? They need to get the Inspector General. They need to get Ann Kirkpatrick, because what they did to Chad Cottenham and how they did on the news, they need to go to jail too. Because Ann Kirkpatrick perjured herself. The inspector general lied about data and talking about he know where the wildfire came from and all that. You got to be a damn fool to think that, because I use people wildfire. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, they talked about Chad, but they ain't going to tell nobody when those people got killed in the French quarters, 11 people. Maybe if Chad was on the cameras, he could have prevented. When a guy got shot in the Ninth Ward, maybe if Chad was there, he could have prevented. All this stuff happened, and they kicked Chad Cockingham to the side. But what they're not telling the people, Gerard, what you and Suzette witnessed in court, how little Granny Pants lied, how the inspector general lied, and how they made up documents. That should be against the law, right? But Channel 8 didn't talk about that, but I got a buzz, and a bird told me Suzette put them on fire. They said Suzette told Channel 8 up. Then Channel 6 said, we don't have the cop name. Lou, that fool on WWL, Lou Norman, he was a thief in Jefferson Parish, and he trying to slam Chad Cottonham. You know what I'm saying? And you a crook. You know what I'm saying? But what they're doing, this cop, Chad Cottonham, is wrong, Gerard. But they didn't talk about when Suzette dropped that federal suit. They didn't talk about that. They ain't talk about the federal suit had exhibits and everything. And they ain't talk about the big bomb that's coming. You know, I'm sick of these white racist people, because the Ku Klux Klans, let me tell you, they used to wear the sheets, Gerard. They used to wear the masks, but now they're wearing suits and ties. And Liz Morrell is a Ku Klux Klan because she wear a dress in those little cheap $2 heels. But guess what? They got something for her. I hope she meet Peaches, Caramel in there, and they bully her. How about that?
Well, it's gonna be interesting. Let me kind of give you, because you went deep. It's gonna be interesting next week, because I can tell everybody, y'all need to watch these. Y'all need to watch. I'm trying not to tell it. I'm gonna let Suzette tell it.
I know, Gerard.
I know you know. But it's gonna be interesting on television with these these so-called investigative reporters are not investigative reporters. I'm sorry.
That's right.
And look, and this is my business. So for me to talk about them, you know it's pretty bad.
That's right.
And from what I heard, because I'm in that office, and from what I've heard, I was like, oh my God. And then what I saw on television, and I want everybody to understand something. That's just a repeat. They just now bringing up the same story again.
That's right. The same lie again.
Yep.
But they won't tell the truth. I called Channel 8 today. I called 6 today. 4 in the time Picayune. I said, man, look, that's old news. Did y'all go get the silver serving minutes in the records? Did y'all go get that federal lawsuit? Oh, no, we went by what the inspector general told us. The inspector general is not above the law. That's why Liv's in trouble. She thought she was above the law.
Well, it's going to be interesting, because I'm like, good Lord, all the stuff that is happening right now, I need a break. Can't we just have a no day, no conversation day?
Well, I got something to tell you, Gerard.
Uh-oh.
We ain't never going to have that. I don't even drink, right? I think I need a shot of vodka.
I told somebody that too. I said, I need some vodka and orange juice.
Yeah, Gerard, and what's about to come, I ain't going to tell a big surprise, but they got this cop, Chad Cockingham, wrong. That's just like they discriminate against the black guy that dropped the lawsuit, and you told everybody way back they was discriminating against black women, black men, while these white women and white men, they had all kinds of records, and they passed them on the police force. You said that, and people didn't listen, but they better get them some microwave popcorns. They better get ready, because the summer is hot, but it's about to get hot in here. And Liz Morrell, you about to get fired and lose your job. But this governor talking about parting her, but Governor Landrieu should know your day is coming too. And it was so great because I was reading, and Calvin Duncan put out a statement, and he said, I'm so happy that the grand jury did what they had to do to Liz Morrell. You know what I'm saying? But I'm sick of all this, Gerard, and my last statement is this. Jamie Davis then won the Senate race. We know we got let low.
Yep.
Letlow is the same thing as Liz Morrell, is the same thing as Jeff Landry and Donald Trump. We need to get everybody on the same page. Get young people out to vote, not just for Jimmy Davis, but November, we know it's going to come down to that. We know Jeff is hot as fish grease, so he's going to try something. He cut the money in New Orleans. He hit Algiers hard. He hit Armstrong Park for $16 million, Gerard. Altogether, he took $33 million. So we better get ready because it's about to be a showdown. So
look,
thank you,
to,
Gerard, for letting me tune in.
If you get a chance, go to the Monroe Free Press.
I got you. I'm going right now.
Because Monroe Free Press will give you all the details on all that money that came from New Orleans that is now in Monroe. And what
I'm going to it.
All right, brother.
Thank you.
Yep. That is true. Just in case y'all think I'm making it up, that the money that came from New Orleans that Jeff Landry cut and took, $1 million from the OPSO, $1 million from Berman Stadium, 200 here, 200,000 here, 400,000 here, $33 million came from New Orleans, and the Monroe Free Press has given out a whole litany of things that show that your boy Jay Morris, okay, you carried the governor's water. Now you're getting rewarded because your area is getting that money. Which I think, man, we sitting back and you can't tell me that that's nothing that we can do. Somebody need to be able to say something. But it is what it is, right? It is what it is. I don't know. Look, we got all this stuff happening for the 4th of July. We got all these folks coming to New Orleans for Essence. We got all these folks that's going to the party tonight because, you know, they got the big party tonight over at the Metro. You got to have them tickets and stuff to get in. But are they really paying attention to what really happened? Or is this happening during a time where we're not really paying attention? Are we paying attention? Y'all better tell somebody what the heck's going on. Speaking of Essence, I think we got him coming up in just a minute here. I got to reach out for him and see. George Clinton's supposed to join us in a minute. We're going to see, can we get him on the phone? More next, y'all. News coming up.
Campus of Xavier University.
Yeah.
WBOK Go and Equity Media Station.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. Chicago leaders are urging caution as extreme heat moves in with temperatures in the 90s and heat index values in the triple digits. Black Mayor Brandon Johnson is encouraging residents to stay cool and check on others.
OEMC and the National Weather Service will work closely together this week to share alerts and resources so that we can stay informed.
Cooling centers are open across the city. Black Congresswoman Jahana Hayes is recovering after a health scare that left her hospitalized for 2 days. The Connecticut Democrat said she was treated for a blood clot and is now recovering at home after doctors successfully addressed the issue. And NBA veteran Malik Beasley has been indicted on federal gambling charges, accused of rigging his performance in multiple games during the 2023-24 season. Prosecutors say the scheme involves sports betting activity, and Beasley is expected to turn himself in. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. wrote this, and I know that some folks probably don't want me to read it. And the reason they don't want me to read it because I got something to say about these young ladies in this recall. And if it hurts your feelings, so be it. As they used to say, tough titty. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. Y'all should see how Naira be looking at me sometimes and be like, I know you didn't. The title of this little piece that I wrote is called The Disappointment in Your Actions, hashtag playing with people's time. It is apparent that the movement of this recall is running into unfavorable moments, hearing that the leadership of this movement admitting to the public that they can't get along. I'm talking about the two girls. Movements are about the issues that affect the people that you have addressed. It's not just you. It's not just the black folks. It's more than that. It's also every other nationality, ethnicity in the state of Louisiana. Leadership has a different definition of what we have seen you portray. For the very beginning, you all are so scared, and this is just my opinion, that some other person or entity will get credit for the work that you've done or other people have done, that you began stupid rants online, and they were pretty stupid. Then you saw people wanting to start their own line of support, and you were calling them out online. Thirdly, the continued rant about money is a direct misrepresentation of what you told people when you started. Now, I was on that call that night when y'all started. You told people you didn't want their money, but they could donate supplies like paper, pens, clipboards, water, for those in line for a long period of time that wanted to sign. No matter what the issues are or what it is, the movement is important. And more important than going on social media is saying that you were disrespected. Baby, people get disrespected every single day. Sometimes your friends disrespect you. The point is, I thought that you all would have thick skin because you were walking in uncharted territory, that if you've never done this before, you were going to face all the challenges. And no matter how many people in your organization or somebody wants in your organization that you think is going to be that person that's sitting by the door, the effort, again, is more important than credit, hits, posting, and putting it all on social media and airing out stupidity and not being a grown person. The disappointment is going to be felt statewide to hear that you two grown-ass women can't get along. So when you say you will be moving on to other ventures, please understand that folks probably are not going to forget. And if you try to put something else together, especially if this fails, that it's going to be hard for people to ever follow you or your compadre due to your failure and having a quitting attitude. I hope you take that for what it's worth. You can put me on your social media and talk about me just like y'all talked about Andronika all you want to. I really don't give a damn. But don't forget, I got a more powerful platform than you'll ever have. I hope you take this as constructive criticism and not as he's talking bad about us. Grow up. Put your big girl drawers on. Get it together. Find you a mediator and keep up the movement. Now, I'm seeing people saying that the movement is still going. But that's just like telling people, I'm quitting. But they can do it. Come on, y'all. Get it together. All right, Galloway. Galloway, what's happening with you?
Oh, man. You know, when you was reading that letter, all I could think about was during the civil rights movement. SNCC, SCLC, the Black Panther Party, the Nation of Islam, all them fuss and fight, always argue. But they learned when you put your petty differences behind and realize what you're trying to do is bigger than any name that I just called.
Mm-hmm.
Martin and Malcolm met more than one time. And they talked like men. They talked like two adults. They talked like two people that had common sense. And guess what? All that infighting stopped. To those two ladies, my head dropped when I seen that stuff. I always tell people, black women gonna save this earth. But what y'all doing, it's only embarrassing yourself.
Yeah,
the movement might continue, but I gotta look at both of y'all with the side eye. Because I don't even understand what y'all arguing about, really don't care.
Mm-hmm.
But you could have kept that off social media and and y'all could have met somewhere and said, look, let's work this out. And now once this thing is over with, we ain't never got to speak again. That's what they should have done, in my opinion. I've been there before. So trust me, I know how to sit there and swallow my pride. I can't stand you. But in order to make this thing work, we're going to work together. That's called unity. So take that for what it's worth. Now, to the story of the day. Liz Morel. In the words of D'Angelo, may he rest in peace. How does it feel?
Yes, indeed. That D'Angelo. Come on now.
How does it feel?
Oh, Lord. Oh, Jesus.
Hey, what they say? That hole that you dig for me is the one you're going to bury yourself in.
Yep.
How about that? Hey, homegirl, I don't care if Jeff Clandry pardoned you. New Orleans court system, drag her just like you drag any other person that's accused of a crime.
Yep.
Make her go through every single process. I want to know where you're going to get that $200,000 to bond out of jail. Because what is it, $400,000 total, so you need 10%?
Yeah,
you need what, $200,000?
10% of $400,000. What's that, 40,000?
40,000, my bad.
Yeah,
you know, I ain't good at math.
I know, ain't nobody tell you math is going to be involved in this, but go ahead. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Make her put that up there. And it needs to be a cash bond.
Mm-hmm.
And in every room that somebody is accused that's bonded out, you can't leave the state. You can't buy a firearm. You can't do this and that. Make that apply to her. Nobody's above the law, homegirl. And if it was up to me, I'll put an ankle monitor on you and make you pay for that. Because what I see is nothing but corruption coming. Listen, Jeff Landry, why you sitting there saying you're going to pardon her? That same grand jury can put you up in this next, homeboy. So when you start really trying to hurt New Orleans even more and more and more, they're going to find something on you. Hey, nobody is above the law. Everybody can get it. And if New Orleans is such a kangaroo court, this and that, how about New Orleans, let New Orleans become its own state then?
Right.
Kick New Orleans out of the state of Louisiana and see how you survive then.
Mm-hmm.
Huh? So come on. Give Orleans your best shot. I keep telling folks, there's no other city in the world that can survive a Hurricane Katrina like New Orleans has. Nobody else can survive. So if the folks in New Orleans can survive Katrina, you don't think they can survive Jeff Landry with his segregation and Jim Crow nonsense? And if it's up to me, every time Liz do something or Jeff do something, call a grand jury. I want to know who the witness was. Right. They say several witnesses walked into that courtroom and testified.
Yep.
I was trying trying to get up in there so they started asking names. I told them my name was Mutombo. You ain't gonna get my real name. Mutombo. yeah. I got my press pass, but they wouldn't let you up in there today. No, my brother, they were putting you up out of there. I don't know the reporter, but he was in handcuffs. They put you out the hallway. Yeah. So I said, it's time to go, man. I said, I went back home, man. I don't play that, man. But I tell you what, though, with all this going on this weekend, Essence Festival, 4th of July, all this stuff, World Cup and all that, y'all don't get distracted. If you have not signed that recall roster, still sign it.
Yep.
I mean that. Still sign that recall roster.
Yep.
And the Black Voters Matters, I got in touch with them today. They're going to be at Essence. If y'all get a chance to listen to Cliff Albright and I forgot the female's name, but if you get a chance to go down there, these folks understand voting and how the turnout works and all that good stuff. So get you some information. And hey, I'm not happy. I'm excited. I want that woman to have that same mugshot that she made Susan Hudson take. That same mugshot that you made Mary Contreras take. I want you to bleed just like I bleed. Because you know what? It's time. It is very time. But Gerard, hey, thanks for taking my phone call, man. I got to get on this plane, man. I got to go to Kansas City. So I watch Ghana play tomorrow. But I'll be back Saturday, though. I guarantee you.
All right. Got to work.
All right, my brother. Take it easy.
I holla. Joining us now, because he done came in the building. I kind of felt like you had a trot when you came through the door. Were you running? No, this your big brother, man. Was in the area, man. First of all, as always, thank you. How you doing? OT in the building, y'all. For what you do, man. Just man, if I was any better, I'd be you, man. I got to tell you something, though. I don't know if you want to, because I got to say, my first statement that I made today was New Orleans ain't real. This ain't for real. Let's actually stay there, right? This ain't for real, bro. This ain't for real. It's got to be some alternative universe, right? Right here in the middle of one of the iconic festivals, especially representing Black culture, New Orleans culture, putting us on display around the world. Right here in the middle of a city that is a cultural mecca. Right here, man, during a time when America's celebrating 250 years and there's this whole controversy about governance at every level. You can't make this. You can't. Yeah, and that too. Hurricane indictment. Maybe you could name it that, which is crazy because at a time there's no greater time when people ought to be coming together, especially given the fact that people are struggling to pay their bills, to make ends meet. If you got a car, you can barely afford to put gas in it. Gas in it. Mm-hmm. Inflation is killing people. Wages have not kept pace the last few years. It would seem to me like elected officials ought to be on the same page, Gerard. So in this time where Helena has stood up and said, hey, wait a minute, I'm not going to be intimidated. You're not going to intimidate me. You're not going to intimidate the other members of this city council with this letter, because we have a difference of opinion in who's going to be the clerk of court and who's going to be, and there should be an election, We can go through that. I'll even play her Instagram in just a minute. But, no, shout out to the mayor and the. But let me ask you, because I'm asking you a question. District attorney. And the question is. Well, I think somebody did that first a year ago. Somebody had that position. I wonder who that was. Yeah, maybe. Why don't you explain that? As a matter of fact. Well, that's what I was trying to say last year. Well, and you'll remember because you and I talked about it. And you and I have always talked about the differences with the state. And I gave a list of states' concerns that they should be focusing on. Right. Not a home rule charter. And that's what this was. Wasn't this a violation of the home rule? It's a violation of the home rule charter. Right. I was only... Because you said that several times. This is a violation of the home rule charter. I was trying to get everyone else to go along with me. No, sir. They were not going to go along with it.
Remember when I made the comment?
You were the enemy.
We should not be. Well, we should not be enemies when it comes to home rule charter and for protecting the people in this city. Remember at the council meeting when I came out of an executive session and I said the only way Dracula can get into your house is if you what? Invite him. Because I saw what was happening, and I saw that this relationship of cozying up with the state that in many cases had a hostile position, that at some point, unless you establish rules of engagement or respect, Gerard, that vampire that you let into your house would eventually bite you.
Right. Stop thinking that the vampire is going to be your friend.
It would eventually.
It's just like those folks that, and I say this because I saw this lady do it on social media where she had this great big old python. And the python would get into bed with her at night and actually circle her whole body.
Yeah.
And she thought the python was trying to cuddle up with her. The python was actually sizing her up so that when he wants to put his whole body around her and tighten up, he can kill her.
So you'll remember the old fable about the snake. It was freezing and the snake was on the side of the road. And the hunter was walking by the road and the snake said, "Hey, Mr. Hunter, I'm dying and I want to get back to my snake family. Could you please put me under your coat and warm me up?" And the hunter said, "No, you're a snake and you're a poisonous snake. You would bite me." And the snake said, "No, I just want to live. I want to get back to my family." And so the snake said, "No, please, if you save my life, I promise you I won't bite you." So the hunter believed him and he wrapped the snake up underneath his coat and they walked for a while. And just about as the hunter was about to get to where he could drop the snake off and get back to his camp, the snake started loosening up and moving. He took another snap, and all of a sudden he got bit in his side under his coat. And the hunter said, "But you promised." He said, "Yeah, but you knew I was a snake when you put me under your coat.
You know I was a snake.
You knew I was a snake." So when I made my comments early on about allowing the state to disrespect our home rule charter and to enter into our house, that if you didn't know what the rules of engagement was, especially given, look, you have to know the history of this state and our relationships. T. Sims Walmsley, right? And Huey Long were good friends until they started to battle over supremacy.
Right.
One was the mayor of New Orleans and one was the governor.
Right.
And then you'll remember, as a student, you remember Chet Morrison and Earl Long. You know, and Earl Long saying that man down there looked like a rooster with a white shirt on, right? And Chet Morrison saying, "Well, hold on a second, the state can't survive without us. There needs to be a level of respect." So, and then a bully, you know, if it had stood up to the bully a year ago, then in many cases, that bully would have at least sensed that you would get to this point. But look, shout out to the mayor, colleagues, and all of them enjoying in this. You know, at least if nothing else, they're establishing some respect and some rules of engagement. But then you have to be careful,
right?
Because we can't afford to have a hostile relationship with each other.
So this is the question I had. I want to get your opinion on it. So my question, and you probably heard me answer it because I kind of answered it just straight up. You know, this was no political posturing or making up something. My question was, is the state going to be in trouble? Is the city of New Orleans now going to be in trouble?
Okay, now that's a very good point, and that's a conversation that ought to be had. History would tell us,
yes,
and the people like Jacques would say that there's always been hostile relationships,
right?
But cooler heads prevailed. You got in the room. You can say what you want about many of our elder statesmen, but we had Sherman Copeland's and John Johnson. You had Diana Bourgeois and Dorothy
May
Taylor's. You had Avery Alexander's.
Right.
You had people who would show that they're willing to die and fight for New Orleans, but then they would get the governor together with local leadership. Gerard, you remember, you and I laugh about it all the time. The time when me and Mark and Jim Singleton got kicked out the governor's mansion over casino support services.
Right.
But then Jim and Mark and others got together with the governor to say, "Hey, man, look, all that's fine.
Right.
But let's at least get to a point
where we know the city is due or gets something.
But I think
who's going to do that now?
Okay, and see, and that's what I was getting to, because I think we're talking about, and I don't mean any disrespect to anybody, but I'm looking at it saying that's a different time. That's when people, when you say cooler heads prevail, I would not only say cooler heads prevail, but I would say that, that's when you could extend that olive branch.
Yeah, well, it's okay to go to war.
But these folks today, bruh,
look, it's
they
okay.
ain't trying to extend no olive branch.
It's okay to go to war, but you don't want to annihilate the planet, right? So, hopefully, at some point,
we are talking about little Trump.
Hey, man, hey, look, everybody's got something to lose in politics. It doesn't mean you're gonna lose.
They took $33 million from this city, bro.
They took $33 million. Listen to me close now. I want to break it down for you, right? They took $33 million from the city, and they gave it to other parts of the state.
Right. The parts of the state that carried the water for the governor.
So if we don't vote,
right,
correct? If we don't have unity of purpose, and especially if the patterns of voting and elections continue in this parish the way they have, state officials aren't worried about that. Periods. So the question is, will there be unity of purpose? And will we have the ability to impact our friends around the state that we should have relationships with?
But here's a bigger question.
That's what a Sherman Copeland could do.
Okay.
That's what a Diana Bajwa could do. That's what a Jim Singles could do.
Here's the bigger question. Because we can talk about New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Right.
But New Orleans can't carry the state.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Because
there was a time when it could.
It could, right.
Correct.
So now you're seeing East Baton Rouge, Shreveport, and Orleans Parish probably in the same boat when you talk about the minority.
Yeah, but you got
numbers.
you got Calcasieu, you got Bossier.
Right. But I'm looking at this and saying, black folks ain't gonna care by themselves. We need other folks too.
That's why I made the comment. Our legislators always had relationships of purpose. So think about the big odd couple, and you used to talk about it all the time. Pepe Bruno and Sherman Copeland.
Mm-hmm. But come on, Oliver, where are they today? I mean, we can go back to that, but but that lesson learned in his
there's
history,
a level of work that has to.
There you go. That's what I'm trying to get to. Where is that going to come from? Where that going to come from? I know you ain't the man behind the curtain right now. I know that's true. But my thought is this: where is that going to come from? Because we are now behind the 8 ball.
Well, that's a powerful point right now. Because and then again, you and I know enough about to see where this heads if it doesn't get worked out, right? We can't survive without the state, and the state surely cannot survive without us, right?
But do they really understand that? Not us understanding, but do they understand that?
They understand it today. They should understand it today. They should understand now. These actions of independence are putting them on notice. Should have happened some time ago, but we're here. We're here now, right? The mayor has tremendous power. Our district attorney has tremendous power. The rule of law has tremendous power. You would hope that we would not have gotten here. Our delegation, if our delegation would say, hey, we may lose, but we're going to lay in the gap and wait to vote against everything where you need our votes.
I'm going to let you have that one here because I'm a comment.
Well, I know you've challenged our delegation. You and Gary Chambers both have said, how do you cozy up with people who are trying to hurt you? Hey, look, they got to figure that out, right? But today is a watershed day. Not new, though. And, you and I have tried to educate folk on the history. You've seen me say it before. None of these things are new. Mm-hmm. It's not new to try to take over the court system. You remember Boatner Rally in the business community?
Well, when
with the governor,
right?
The BGR
report, I said BRG.
The lost penny where they took.
But I'm looking at this and saying, Oliver, we're not making up new things. The wheel.
Question is how we deal with it.
It's how you deal with it.
Yeah.
It's repeat. Somebody. Mm-hmm. In a historian type of manner, has come back and said, hey, here's how you can kick that. Here's how you can do that. Because it's already been. It's already been there. It's been dormant. It's been sitting in our face. And we have not paid attention. But look at Judge Fuller.
And that's all I tried to do was, and I think
folk would make fun of it sometimes, was to give an account of what was, to know that you're not out of the water. These things can happen again. All I know is like you, and I can see the concern on you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because a lot of times you'd be facetious with stuff.
Yeah, but this man ain't respecting us.
This is a watershed moment.
This ain't respect.
But
He's calling he's calling everybody in the court system. He's calling our rule of law kangaroo courts. That's what he's calling us. He's calling us and letting you know, y'all can do whatever you want to do. The kangaroo court can do whatever you want to do. But when she gets out, I'm going to partner.
The most dangerous people in this fight are not the governor, though, administratively. And you'll understand when I say it. It's the Attorney General, the President of the Senate, and the Leader of the House.
Say that again, though.
The most frightening people and powerful people in terms of how we deal with the governor has administrative function. He takes his legislative and policy rules from the legislature. The Attorney General is the rule of law in the state, right? So let's say you've moved the chess piece there. So now, what is our delegation doing to leverage its relationship with the President of the Senate and the Speaker of the House so that the governor could be checkmated or retaliation is not an opportunity because our relationships are so strong or the battle lines are drawn so that the city cannot be. For now, I'm hoping that, and you keep saying, who is that going to be?
That's where I was going again.
I am hoping that, like in the past, someone has the look. But we're in an age now, man, where people like if they don't like you, they don't work with you, or if you run against them, I don't have anybody call me for information.
Right.
And I know that it's almost like just because I ran for another office, they wish I wasn't around, and I know this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I know where everything is buried, and I understand what was. But what happened today, and I'll say it again, I can see the concern on your face. This is a moment of time in history that could determine all of our fates, period. And the people here don't deserve to suffer because of political lengths, political battles, and political titles, whether it's the governor, the legislature, or anyone else. So, yeah, I don't have the answer.
But I do think that our legislative has got to get a little bit, well, not a little bit, a whole lot stronger with their knowing that you got a target on you.
Well, and you've been kind, but what you have to say is at some point, man, if you're trying to kill me, I'm willing to die.
Well,
and that person has to respect the fact that they trying to kill you too. Or hey man,
know the job before you take that oath.
Mucking with my people,
I'm gonna have to put myself in a position.
If you keep mucking with we gonna boot up.
And you said mucking. We said mucking.
I can say mucking.
Yeah, I know he did. He just looked up when you said it. I'm just
I can say but if you keep.
No, you didn't say boot up. Did you say boot up?
Yeah, I said yeah, boot up. Yeah, hey man, that's the CTC and me.
I know, bro.
Coming out, but this is a moment in time in history right now.
But they got to be willing to be. Going back to what you just said, they got to be willing to be that Aretha Castle Haley. They got to be willing to be or be like that Avery Alexander.
Today, and let's give kudos to the mayor, council members, and the district attorney. But you can't go to war without knowing that there's a route to peace, or you got to tell everybody else why we're going to blow it up.
I want to tell everybody why we're going to blow it up. Then we'll find that route to peace.
You got to be willing.
I'll be able to send that tomahawk and blow up your buildings. But I also know that after I start this war, that part of the War Powers Act says you got to come back and try to rebuild it.
First of all, if New Orleans isn't well, the Saints ain't well.
Right.
Mardi Gras ain't well.
Right.
Public safety ain't well.
If black folks ain't well.
Well, if New Orleans ain't well.
There you
go. Conventions, culture.
Yep.
The riverfront.
Yep.
None of that stuff as well. So the Attorney General and the governor can't successfully govern Louisiana without a relationship
But they didn't
with the
got
cash
away
cow.
with it so far.
Well, what did I say a year ago?
Got to step up and do and be that person to say, hold up.
What did I say a year ago? You know, Manny Jackson in his battle with the federal government, remember when he said that if the federal government tries to build this airport in Fulton County, I will use my police force to stop you?
Yep.
And so
In Atlanta.
In Atlanta. And he said that either you guys are going to work with us or it's not going to happen, not with my consent.
Yep.
And what did they say? Man, something wrong with this dude.
Yep.
Let's go work it out. So if today is that moment that they're saying, hey, man, you're not violating our home rule charter now, then the question goes back to you, who's going to help work it out?
You got to take the break. Take the break. You got some time?
Yeah.
All right, hold on. More coming up, and I'm going to play what the mayor stated to Liz Morrell and why this happened today. All right, more coming up, y'all.
It's Off the Top with Norman Robinson on WBOK 1230 AM.
As America celebrates our 250th birthday, I continue to reflect not only on where we are, but how we got here. Like millions of Americans, I am deeply proud of this nation. Make no mistake about it, I am proud to be an African American, and I am equally proud to be an American. And those two identities are not in conflict. They strengthen one another. Yet I worry that the story being told about our nation's founding has become too narrow, a move by some to erase or whitewash our history. It sometimes suggests that the birth of American freedom belonged to only one people, one culture, or one experience. History tells us something far richer and far more diverse. From the earliest days of the struggle for independence, African Americans, indigenous people, and immigrants stood beside the colonists in the fight for liberty. Some fought as freemen, others fought while still enslaved, believing that the ideals proclaimed in 1776 would one day include all of us. Historian Henry Louis Gates Jr. has documented the indispensable role of people of African descent played in the Revolutionary era. Retired Lieutenant General Russell Honoré has likewise reminded audiences that the Continental Army drew strength from people of many backgrounds. That truth should not make any American uncomfortable. It should make every American proud. Because the foundation of this republic was never built by one race alone. It was built by people of different colors, cultures, languages, and faiths who shared a common belief that freedom was worth fighting for. America's strength has never come from uniformity. It has come from people of different races, cultures, and faiths choosing to build one nation together. That is our history, that is our promise, and that is the America worth celebrating. This is Norman Robinson, Off the Top.
Real issues, real talk, real solutions. Miss an episode of The Reality Check? You can catch every episode anytime. Search WBOK Media on your favorite podcast app to tap the bold commentary, real-time reactions, and powerful perspectives from the people and leaders shaping our city. Download, share, and rate it 5 stars because the real ones always stay informed.
Guess what, y'all? Community Book Center, after 14 years, is once again the official bookstore of the 2026 Essence Festival. I'm Vera Warren Williams, founder of Community Book Center. Please join us at the Ernest Morial Convention Center, July 3rd through the 5th, for Black Culture's biggest weekend. We also invite you to visit our store at 2523 Bayou Road, along with the other Black businesses on historic Bayou Road. Community Book Center, more than a bookstore.
Transform your bathroom with the beautiful quality of Bath Planet.
As a trusted leader in bathroom renovation, Bath Planet has earned the Good Housekeeping seal, a symbol of quality and consumer confidence for over 100 years. Get half off installation or 18 months with no interest and no payments. Whether it's tub replacement, a shower replacement, or a tub-to-shower conversion, Bath Planet makes your custom bath fast, easy, and affordable. Here's how it works. 1. Call to schedule your free, no-obligation consultation. 2. Our design experts come to you with real samples to customize your dream bath. 3. Our certified installers complete the transformation in as little as 1 day. And right now, for a limited time, you can upgrade your bathroom for 50% off installation or choose 18 months with no interest and no payments. But you need to call now. This special offer is only available by calling 800-981-8177. That's 800-981-8177. Call 800-981-8177 right now before the offer ends.
Making a difference in the community. WBOK 1230 AM. Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back. Welcome back. Hey, Miss Melanie. Hello?
Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, good evening.
Hey, Mel.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
Thank you, OT, for stopping in. I've only been on hold for an hour, but the issues that you guys are talking about are very, very important. I wanted to address the Louisiana Deserves Better committee and the comments that were made. So is that okay to
The comments that I made?
Well, yeah, just the comments that are being made. I just want to reassure everyone that yes, there is a little, because I am with them, and I'm a parish leader, and there has been a little disconnect with administration. But I just want to assure everyone that the petition is continuing. Please continue to sign the recall petition. The message and the mission that we have is much bigger than the two people that are heading this. And I give them a lot of credit for what they've done. They've organized and put it together. Yes, they've made some mistakes. And what organization that doesn't make mistakes and have disagreements? So I'm a parish leader, and I just want to say that some of the other parish leaders, we are all in agreement that we are continuing this mission for all the people who have signed this petition already, who have stood in line, and all the people who have worked. This has been weekly for people working nonstop to get the recall petition signed. So at this point, everyone's a little tired, so we're taking a break over the weekend. It's the holiday, and they're going to reorganize at the top, but we are continuing to get those petitions signed. So please, it's so important. Baton Rouge, what you're talking about, they're giving us ammunition daily. And I just see the hope in these people's eyes that come to sign this petition. So I'm just asking everyone to, show a little grace to these ladies. They've worked really hard, and continue to sign the petition.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, that's great. I'm glad to hear that. Now, and if you notice my comments, I did not say don't think that the petition is not still going. I say I don't like the fact that the leadership can't still go. So.
Yeah. And like I said, they're taking the time, they're taking a step back to work their issues out.
Good.
So like I said, just show them a little grace, because we as leaders, we are the troops that are out here with the boots on the ground. We're continuing to get this petition signed.
Okay. I'll leave it at that.
Okay.
All right, dear.
All right. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. I don't have one. You got a pen? OT.
Yeah, I'm good. Go ahead. I'm good.
I just gotten to the point, though, as we go back to what we're talking about here. And I guess, Oliver, when I started looking at strong black people, when I first moved here, and I saw what we had with the Aretha Castle Haley's, the Dorothy Mae Taylors, and I started looking around. I even saw Vanessa Garringer sitting down on the side of the road one day because she was signing up people to vote.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, man, this is great. Da, 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 da. And then when I first moved here, I got the chance to, I had a buddy who was working with me in radio, Jeff Trepanier, said, come on, man, I'm going to ride you out in my car.
Jeff's my cousin-in-law.
Really?
Yeah.
He said, "I'm all right." He had that big Cadillac, big old brown Cadillac,
Jeffrey
with the drop top
from the Lower Ninth Ward.
So he wrote me out to New Orleans East. That was my first time going out to New Orleans East, and I was like, "Look at this part of the city! Wow!" And I have seen the deterioration of this city, not just in New Orleans East, but I'm looking around and saying to myself, it looks like, and maybe I'm wrong, when we have black events in New Orleans, how many people, now this is a good question, and I'm still waiting for somebody to answer it. How many people that have legitimate businesses that want to participate can say that they made $100,000, $200,000, or even got $1 million from the Mecca of where people want to come? How many of us?
So let's
we blocking out people.
So let's talk about
joining.
that. And in many cases, especially event leadership, tourism leadership, and I'll say it, the business leadership has always been narrow-minded when it comes to opportunity and opportunity zones.
Right.
That's
it's interesting that it's called that, opportunity zone.
That zone of influence, which is usually from Esplanade to Earhart, from the regional medical center to the river, and the focus has been there. I've always said that our titans in business and industry have been very short-sighted when you talk about their inability to take advantage of our assets.
All right, let's put the percentage together on this one.
Mm-hmm.
How many people that own businesses have the opportunity to have their businesses in the Mecca of the business place, which is, and I'm talking about percentages, in the French Quarter?
Well, I mean, historically, there have been maybe in many cases, including Canal Street, 3 or 4 African-American operators at all.
Less than 1%.
You remember Lieutenant Tracy?
When she tried to get her building.
Yeah.
So we've had less than 1% of 1%.
0.01%, yeah.
Of
0.01%.
Right. Of businesses that can do business.
In the zone of influence.
In the zone of influence. And we call it, zones. And then our leadership, and I don't want to talk too bad about it, but our leadership makes laws and ordinances and things of that sort. So you can't participate. And if you do, you're going to get some type of fine or even arrested. And I'm like, so who's supposed to be and who's supposed to do? And if I compared it all of them, when we looked at the other businesses in the French Quarter, we making up ways to get grants for those that need it.
So it is hard to fail. And you always hear me say this little glorious, grimy city, because it is. It's one of the most wonderful places in the world, especially with our Afro-Caribbean culture, right? So think about it. Everybody in that sphere of influence, that little zone that's downtown, French Quarter, Riverfront. Right before COVID, we had almost 20 million visitors.
Right.
If you force 20 million people in that zone, everybody gonna make what?
Right.
Everybody gonna
make some money.
Everybody gonna make money, and everybody gonna make very good money.
But I don't want those people making money and then leaving the city to their homes on the other side of the lake.
Well, many of them. Well, we usually have about 6 million day stays. That's people who drive in. But those other 13 or 14 million people are traveling from all over the world, and very rarely, to your point, Malika Honore is on this thing now about opportunity
and I see her.
and people supporting each other, man. She's kind of like a one-woman. The same things I was saying when I wrote my piece that 1 million people read on changing the stereotype about the East. There has to be a concerted effort, right? You have a Marriott Select in New Orleans East now. So why isn't Walt Leger and the tourism and leaders, why aren't the convention leaders, why aren't they focusing on that Marriott? Why aren't they focusing on the assets in New Orleans East? But it's really not just New Orleans East. There are other businesses that are not in the corridor who, as much as we tout how well we do in tourism, they get no benefit from Super Bowl. No benefit from Essence, even.
Right.
No benefit.
Last year we had people complaining.
No benefit from major conventions that something like medical conventions that'll do it. 25,000 people plus come to this city.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't just blame our political leadership. Now, they have some say maybe should have been more forceful in saying, hey, hold on a second. It ain't going to happen here if it doesn't happen for everybody. In some cases, you can do that.
Mm-hmm.
But our business community has been extremely short-sighted in the fact that any and everybody out of that economic cone, that's on the outside of that economic cone, they have not tried to diversify our economy or make sure other people make money.
All right, let me put this in perspective here. So I talked to several of the folks, Fatima and a couple of folks that have transportation companies out on Reed Boulevard, right there at the Executive Plaza.
Yeah.
36 different vehicles. And I was telling her, I said, that medical transport thing is getting ready to be worn out a little bit here. So you might want to start thinking about how you're going to diversify. So my thought was, hey, go with them with a plan about, you know what? How about if we started looking around for folks and getting these different businesses to say, hey, I want to be a part of your plan, because your plan is now we're not in the French Quarter. So how about if we do have motels and stuff that can basically say, hey, we're going to go down and we're going to pick these folks up.
Yeah, but New Orleans and company has to be willing to do that.
Right.
Our tourism leaders have to be willing to do that.
Willing to
and
do
that's
it, though.
low-hanging.
That's low-hanging fruit.
That's low-hanging fruit.
Right.
But look, and I'm not going to blow people out the water here, though. But I tried to coordinate a meeting with some Essence officials with Barry Wright and the vote. Man, do you know of a better, more first-class, more beautiful place with food than the vote in this city over in Algiers?
Right. You're right. You're absolutely right.
Both times. Hell,
I had my party there.
I had mine there too. I had several.
Right.
Both times, the people representing Essence canceled and wouldn't even show up to do a walkthrough for his event. Now, listen to me. This is important. Other cities have major events, and people drive 45 minutes outside the city limit.
Hell, I went to Houston
to go to events. Every time the Super Bowl in Miami, it's all over West Palm Beach, Palm Beach.
We're probably the closest knit city as far as saying, okay, I want to go here, because they put everything in one little part.
Right.
But other cities, hell, I went to Houston for a wedding. And it took me 45 minutes back and forth.
And the reason why I know it can be successful, young lady who's an educator, Aretha Lewis, and her group, Red Lips and Black Dresses, had an event a few years ago, an Essence event, right? They specifically did it at the Executive Plaza in Lake Forest. Guess what? Standing room only.
Why we can't do it?
Yes, you can do it.
But we got to be able to put it together. Somebody got to be able to work with those officials, because it seems like to me every time something gets done, they fight it and make it a law that you can't do something.
Hey, man, I'm just going to be some hardcore facts here. I was always known for trying to work stuff out. Business community, a lot of those folk would come to me when they wanted to put votes together for legislative packages. I helped do a lot of that. I've called some of those folk in the business community since I've been out of politics.
You leave a message?
One of them, they say everything you want to hear, ain't got a call back. So, and I understand that, but you could come to us, and even if we didn't agree, we would try to be accommodating.
Yep.
Them same folk in the business community, many of them, haven't called me back.
Yet. That's the end of that sentence. You said you hadn't called me back, but you ain't put no period on the end of that sentence. So I'm saying, is it yet, or have they called you back?
I ain't dead yet.
I see. You gotta take the last break. Gonna take the last break. We're gonna take the last break, y'all. More coming up. OT's in the house, and we having that conversation. More coming up next.
This is a watershed day in our history, man.
More coming up.
AURN News.
I'm Jamie Jackson. A new intraday record was set as the Dow Jones climbed above 52,700 points. The Dow has come a long way in a relatively short period of time. Back in December of 2023, the index reached a record high of just over 37,700 as inflation cooled and investors anticipated interest rate cuts. Last year, the Dow posted 48 record closes and reached a high of about 45,000. So what's behind the latest rally? Well, new Federal Reserve Chair Kevin Warsh claimed inflation risks have eased. Crude oil prices have also continued to fall, giving markets another reason for optimism. Now, it's also worth noting that the NASDAQ remained lower for much of Tuesday and did not reach a record high. For AURN News, I'm Jamie Jackson.
Trying to grow your business or increase traffic to your location? We can help. WBOK 1230 AM has a number of solutions that will meet your individual needs. Give one of our consultants a call today at 504-582-9420 or email us at info@wbok1230.com. And remember, an investment with WBOK is an investment in our community. Call today.
This is The Law in Your Legacy. I'm attorney Pete Hamilton.
I'm attorney Ryan Hamilton.
If you had $1 million, would you leave it to an 18-year-old?
Hopefully not, but that's exactly what can happen with a simple will. The money goes straight to your kids when they hit the legal age, no guardrails.
A trust lets you control when and how they receive their inheritance. You can set ages, milestones, or even make sure they finish school first.
Give them security, not a spending spree.
This is not legal advice. That's just a tip brought to you by Liberty Bank and Trust. For more information, go to libertybank.net or contact us at 504-915-5016.
This July, all roads lead to New Orleans. Essence Festival of Culture 2026, presented by Coca-Cola, July 3rd through the 5th. Many of your favorite artists will be in the house. Cardi B, Patti LaBelle, Brandy and Monica, George Clinton and Parliament Funkadelic, Kalani, Lotto, Leon Thomas, Public Enemy, and Babyface. 3 days of music, culture, and the joy of being us together. Get your tickets now at essencefestival.com.
I'm Wendell Pierce. Thanks for making WBOK your station. WBOK.
Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
Folks, welcome back. Welcome back. Chuck, you've been holding on. What's going on up in Monroe?
Hello, you three. How are you doing? And going to the holiday.
What's up, Dr. Chuck?
Yeah, just calling. Yeah, how you doing, Councilman Thomas?
Doing
I'm
good,
calling
man.
from up here in Monroe, Louisiana.
Yeah, say hello to Councilman Muhammad and Katrina Jackson.
Oh,
for me, man.
yeah. By the way, Verb Muhammad is he's my councilman. I'm in the district where he lives, District 5 up here.
Man, tell him I said
Verb
hello,
Muhammad
please.
quite well. I sure will. But my reason for calling, I think you just answered, Councilman, the things I wanted to ask. You were just talking about just the local businesses, and I'm thinking about Essence Festival coming up. I was wondering how's it going with the relationships we know the city with these events. I've been down for the Bayou Classic and some of the other events. New Orleans Jazz Fest. I was just curious.
Yeah, I think we just recently. I mean, the mayor and the committee has worked it out. They're trying to soothe some of the concerns of Essence. I'm not sure if they signed a new contract or now, but it seems to me that they're on the same page with the mayor and the council. But when you talk about sustainability, at some point, one of the questions is how do we weave all of these events into the local economy? The clean zone is an issue. Gerard, you'll remember when Mark Morial was in office and me and Jim and I represented downtown, we would have exceptions for certain local businesses to do business within the clean zone.
Yep.
I don't know that they have that level of relationships anymore. But look, the more people suffer and find out that the city didn't make any money after major events, and then their businesses didn't benefit after major events, and that the only thing it helped was hotel occupancy and tourism community and money to be sent around the state. Locals are going to start getting sour on this stuff, and you can't afford that to happen.
Nope.
Period.
Yep.
Thank you, Chuck.
All right, Chuck.
All right. Y'all take care. Have a
to
great
you,
holiday.
buddy. All right.
All right.
You too.
Okay.
All right. Hey, Ron.
What's going on with y'all? Am I better?
Yeah, great one.
What's happening with you?
First shout out to Father Round Table as well as the Hippie New Gun Club. Our community, all of us within our community are broken and damaged people. Let me explain by what I mean by when I say that. When you look at we romanticize with having the first black this or even having the black this, the black that, you know, in some of these so-called seats of power to where we can't really hold them or we don't even know what holding them accountable looks like. When it comes to these so-called black events that we have, the reason why we don't benefit because look at the events as a whole. As a matter of fact, the goofball governor that we have right now, this was the same person that did the coin toss at the Bayou Classic last year. Let me repeat that. The same governor that we got right now, the goofball that we have, was the person that did the coin toss at the Bayou Classic last year. It's supposed to be our event, right? We just had the BET Awards the other day. When you sit back and look at all the sponsorships, how many black businesses did you see? All of them was European. You didn't see not one black business that was promoted, but it's so-called black entertainment television. So, you know, we romanticize with some of these things. That's why we're not really getting no adequate change. Some of those names you was calling a little while ago, the reason why they was making adequate change because they wasn't able to be compromised. You dig? You give concessions out today, and some of these bourgeois bootleg Negroes, they gone with the wind.
Well, time is running out, Aaron. Especially the report that just came out about the city didn't make any money from Mardi Gras. That was a major downer, right? So, you know, people are going to stop supporting officials and these major events until they.
How do you especially say the city didn't make money from Mardi Gras?
Hey, man, I'm not even going to get into that, man. But it's local business, and people are becoming more entrepreneur. You see the efforts by people like Malika Honore, Gerald Butler, and folk at Tynola. Man, so many other great businesses in the East, as well as other parts of the city now who are saying, not only what about us, but we got great products. Why aren't we participating? Mm-hmm. And more young folk, man, they're not working for anybody. They have an entrepreneurial
spirit. They're doing their own spirits.
You know, they want to know that if we got 17, 18, 19, 20 million visitors coming here, what does that mean for me? Right. What does that mean for my family?
I don't need 19, 20 million. I need several hundred. That's it. Because you got to crawl before you walk.
Yeah.
You know, I think when we start something new and we get 1 million people out there, you're going to make too many mistakes because you're not used to that volume.
Well, the one thing that one of the things that LaToya Cantrell did that was was the Office of Nighttime Economy, right? When she
they cut the culture economy
and the culture economy, which said that we're going to use this office to spread out opportunity, highlight our culture, and position culture bearers to get paid.
So let me say something about her before you go.
That was a step in the right direction.
Let me say something about Mary Cantrell. Mary Cantrell understood the culture.
One from it, but she did.
She understood it. Now, nobody can take that from her.
Right.
And one of the things I'll say, and I'm going to be very quick about that because I don't want to go into a whole dissertation, but she made sure that she understood the fact that on Mardi Gras Day, when we talking about Zulu being the biggest or one of the top parades that's going to pass on Mardi Gras Day, she made sure that this radio station was there covering it for her entire term.
Now, before I go, that's intentionality, right?
Intentional.
Maynard Jackson would say, and you look, and you know you got to be careful with the law, right? They'll get you for quid pro quo or what they call it, dishonest services, honest, but whatever the law is. But there has to be some intentionality, especially so that the black business community, African American men and women, and black businesses and businesses throughout this city, there has to be some intentionality about the fact that they win when these events win. Certain people win.
Now, the other part of that is when the administration changed, so did we. We're not invited anymore.
Well, I mean, I don't get an invitation to anything, and that's okay.
No. I mean, for the radio station at Gallia Hall.
Well.
To broadcast.
Look.
She changed immediately to that other station.
One of the problems in New Orleans is sore winners, and that people get mad, right? And sometimes it's not the elected official; it's those who look like us around the elected official that target other black men and women because they weren't part of the group that won.
Yeah.
Now, and I'm going to say this. White businesses don't get penalized the same way. White political people don't get penalized the same way. But if you're black and you're not with the winner, the black folk around the winner are going to do everything they can to hurt you.
Yeah. We got to go.
And that's unfortunate.
You got to come back and share that with us, too.
Okay.
Hey, Ron, we got to go, my brother.
Yeah, you're right.
I appreciate you, man. Happy 4th to you and the family. Just stay strong, and we're going to talk again.
Peace.
All right. We're not going to be here tomorrow because we're going to be celebrating the 4th of July. Am I right in that? I am right in that? Okay. Because I know that we were, because Suzette's online too, saying, are we going to be broadcasting over at the convention center? No, we are. Who is? Okay, we're not going to be over there. I appreciate everybody for being a part of it. We will see you after the 4th of July. Are we here Monday? We here Monday? We are? I don't know nothing, so I got to be asking these questions. So we'll be here Monday, y'all. So whatever you do, safely and carefully is the way we want to do it. OT,
Hey, everybody
good
have
job,
have a great weekend. Gerard, appreciate you and your concern.
Come back next week. Let's do it again next week.
All right, man, let's do it. I'll do it with you.
All right. All right, y'all. Be careful. Have a good 4th of July weekend. Stay safe and stay cool because it's going to be hot.
It's going to be hot.
Yep. We'll see you later.
WBOK. Online at WBOK1230.com.
Down to the mother. We're gonna turn it out. Jam to the mother. We're gonna turn it out. Jam.